welcome to Prep to Pass Your GPHR exam. My name is Kathy Nguyen, and I am a certified HR instructor with over a decade of experience working for global Fortune 500 companies. I'm excited to support you on this journey to prepare and achieve your HR certification. The GPHR exam is designed for leaders who shape HR strategies and policy across the world, aligning people practices with business goals and guide organization directions in an international organization. In this introduction, I'll give you an overview about the exam, and in this course, we'll provide you everything you need for the exam, from a stress-free study plan with step-by-step on how to prepare for the exam. You will have test-taking tips and how to effectively answer the questions for the exam, and you will learn the required competency for the exam. Everything you need is within this course. And so I'm sure you're excited. Let's get started. First, we will discuss the GPHR exam essential. You must meet the specific educational and experience criteria to be eligible for the exam. Either if you have a master's degree, then you need 2 years of professional HR experience. If you have a bachelor's degree, then you will need a 3+ year professional experience. And if you don't have a degree, if you have a high school diploma or GED, you need 4+ year professional HR experience. Individuals who are not likely to be considered eligible for this exam are those who have professional experience, but they're not HR experience. So you need to be in roles that specifically highlighted that you have HR responsibilities or HR job title. Now, when you know you qualify for the exam, next let's talk about the exam length. So you would have 100 score question and 25 pretest question in the exam, a total of 125 questions. However, you do not know which questions are pretest question. So your best strategies is to answer all of the questions with the best capabilities you can. So just answer 125 questions. And next, we'll talk about duration and format. The exam will be 2 hours and 15 minutes with some admin time, and this is a computer-based exam that you can take either as a testing center or at your home, depending on your preference. If you feel more comfortable taking the exam at home, I recommend to sign up to take the exam at home. And if you're more comfortable going to a testing center where you just solely focus on the exam, then sign up to take it at the testing center. You would have all these options when you sign up for the exam through the HRCI website. Next, we will look at the program outline. Our GPHR program is structured around 6 core functional areas defined by the GPHR exam on the HRCI website. The first session, we will go over strategic global human resources. How do you design and implement global HR strategies? Second, you will learn global talent management, how to acquire, develop, and retain global talent for your organization. Third, you will learn the key essentials of global mobility, how to manage international assignments and transfer. Then we'll move to workplace culture, and you will learn how to manage relationships, engagement, and organizational culture. Also, very important to our employees is total rewards. So in this course, I'll teach you global compensations and benefits practices. And last but not least, risk management and compliance. You will learn how to navigate international labor laws and risk. So this program outline is fully aligned with the functional areas and weighting structure by the GPHR exam. I'm very intentional by putting the strategic global HR and global talent management at the first half of the program because those two sections comprise 45% of the exam. So most of the question will be around those two areas. And then you go into the 15% that will be allocated for global mobility, 15% for workplace culture, 15% for total rewards, and risk management. Risk management and compliance only have 10% of the exam. And so that's why we put it at the end of the program. Next, we will talk about the type of questions for the exam. The HRCI exam contains a variety of questions or type of questions that require you to use your HR experience to select the best answer. The common one that you will see in the exam would be the multiple choice, the traditional multiple choice questions where you only have one correct answer. And that one is the easiest one out of all of them. And then you have multiple choice and multiple response. And in these questions, you would have a multiple correct answer that you have to pick. And you have fill in the blank where you'll be able to provide a numeral, word, or phrase to complete the sentence. And you have drag and drop where you drag one item and place it to the correct positions. And then finally, you have the scenario question, present a typical HR scenarios, and you have to make the decision on which answer is the best correct answer. We'll look at some example in this lecture today so you see how that will look like in the exam. The first example we're looking at will be a traditional multiple choice question. A competitor is moving into your territory. What is the HR director's first steps? A, increase the referral bonus. B, conduct a state interview with key talent. C, perform a labor market analysis. And D, update the job description. And when you're looking at this question and these answers, A and D are doing tasks. They are too small. They are not strategic enough. B is good, but is reactive. And so out of the four answers, if you use elimination, C is the SPHR answer. Why? Because it's data driven and looks at the whole landscape. So C is the answer. Perform a labor market analysis. That should be your first step. We call it the eliminator, right? You get rid of the small answers to find the strategic one. So that's the first example. Now let's look at multiple choice and multiple response. Select all that apply. An organization is planning to expand its operation into a new international territory within the next 24 months. Which of the following activities should the HR director prioritize during the environmental scanning phase? Select the three that apply. So out of these answers, you need to select three choices. A, analysis of local labor laws and collective bargaining trends in a new region. B, developing the specific onboarding curriculum for the new territory frontline staff. C, assessing the availability of local talent with the required technical skill sets. D, evaluating the geopolitical stability and economic indicators of the region. E, finalize the lease agreements for the new physical office locations. And F, calculating the payroll tax requirements for individual employees in the new territory. We're going to use the similar approach as the previous example and start eliminating the wrong tactical answer. And it's clear that B and F are tactical, right? They are very operational. These happen after the strategies is set. And E, finalize the lease agreement for the new physical office location, is not a primary HR strategic scanning task. So quickly, we can already eliminate B, cross E, and cross F. So then you have A, C, and D. These are the big picture strategic activities. If you know pesto analysis, which we'll discuss in the following lesson, that this is the steps in the pesto analysis, and they help the organization decide if and how to move. So these are the correct answer. Next, we'll look at filling the blank. Your organization had 400 employees at the beginning of the year and 500 at the end of the year. During the same period, 90 employees left the organization, the company. Calculate the annual turnover rate for the organization. Enter your answer as a percentage route to the nearest whole number. To fill the blank, unfortunately, you cannot logic your way through this type of question. You must know the formulas, things like ROI, turnover, comp ratio. So you need to learn the formula, and in this course, I'll provide you one pager and ways for you to quickly learn these formula. Here's the answer. To find the average headcount, you would do the starting plus ending divided by 2, so you get the average headcount of 450, and then you apply the turnover formula, which is the number of separations divided by the average headcount times 100. Now you have 20%. Watch the routing instruction. This is where most of my students lose points. If the questions say round to the nearest whole number, like in this questions here, route to the nearest whole number, then if you get 20.4, it will still become 20%. So pay attention to the questions. Next, we will look at drag and drop. When you face a drag and drop, don't rush. One wrong match usually causes a domino effect that makes a second match wrong too. So you have to be careful. So let's look at this drag and drop questions. You will need to drag the pesto factor and drop it to the organizational impact. So first, political. When we're looking at the other side, political, tariffs, and trade policy would be political, right? So which one has tariffs and trade policy would be B. Changes in trade tariffs affecting the cost of imported raw materials. The second one is economic. And economics oftentimes involves inflation, interest rate. So then you clearly see inflation and interest rate in answer D. Next is social. Social is usually shift in consumer preference, right? It's a culture piece. And so you see shift in consumer preference in choice A. 4 is technology. Technologies will pay attention to new software, automation. We can clearly see here that advancement in AI-driven recruitment tools, and choice E is the right one to match technological factor 2. And then last but not least, when we think about legal, it's oftentimes keywords would be laws, compliance, regulation, and so 5 would match with choice C. So a couple things here. One, don't rush because you don't want to cause a domino effect. And second, pay attention to keywords when it comes to drag and drop. Finally, we're looking at a scenario test question. A global manufacturing firm is facing a 20% decline in revenue due to a new low-cost competitor entering the market. The CEO asked the Chief Human Resources Officer, CHRO, for a recommendation to ensure long-term organizational viability. Which of the following is the best strategic response? A. Implement an immediate 10% across the board workforce reduction to preserve capital. This is clearly a no because you don't do anything like immediate, right? To be strategic, you need to take time to really understand what's happening. You need to understand the big picture. B. Conduct a comprehensive organizational design audit to align the workforce with high innovation strategies. This is a high yes for me because you see keywords like comprehensive organizational design audit, you see alignment, and you see the keyword strategy. So this is a high possible answer, correct answer. C, renegotiate contracts with benefit providers to reduce the cost of the total rewards package. Well, this is a tactical task and it doesn't address the root cause, which is the new competitor. And D, launch an aggressive employee engagement survey to determine the impact of the revenue decline on morale. D is also very tactical, also doesn't address the root cause. Again, I think out of the four of them, you can clearly see B is the best answer. It is the strategic choice. It looks at the architecture of a company and shifts business model toward innovation to compete where the low-cost competitor cannot. So you can see the keywords here in these questions, right? Best strategic response. And then in answer B, you have comprehensive, align workforce with high innovation strategies. These are the keywords that indicate this is a potential yes answer, but of course you need to read all four of them before you make the decisions on the right answer. And in this question, the correct answer is B. Before we wrap up this lesson, I want to say one thing to you. You can do it. The exam is hard, but we will not conquer it with luck. We are going to ace it with strategies and roadmap. This course is a combination of video and reading materials to help you gain deep HR knowledge to prepare you for both the exam and real-life scenario. You would have a stress-free study plan as your roadmap to prepare for the exam. When you feel overwhelmed, remember why you started this journey. You aren't just here for a certification. You are here to become the HR leader your organization needs. Take a deep breath, download the study plan, and get ready. I'll see you in the next module.